Bonnie with me. Now today we're going to work on our release word. So our release word is used when we do a command, letting our dog know that the command is over. They can get up out of the position and they're free to get their treat. So if you're doing like a sit, you want to be able to have your dog do the sit until you give them their release word. That's when they know that it's okay to get up. Until then, they should be sitting the whole time, no matter what. So until that release word comes, they should be doing our command until we give them that release word, and then they can get up. So Bonnie, come here. Good girl. Yeah. Okay, sit. Good girl. So Bonnie's supposed to stay in her sit until I give her her release word. Now when I give her her release word, I'm going to use the word okay. Bonnie, okay. And that allows her to get up out of the position, and that's when she gets her treat. She doesn't get her treat until she's out of the position, because I was releasing her, okay? So we're going to try it again. Bonnie. Ooh, sit. You did it so well just now. Sit. You know what you're supposed to do. Stephanie's just going to move your legs. Yeah. There we go. Good girl. So she's supposed to stay in that position until I give her the release word. I just want her to get up. That way she's not actually moving anywhere. She's just getting up. Okay. Okay. There we go. Good girl, Bonnie. Good girl. So I like to use the word okay for my release word, but you can really, you can use whatever you want as long as it's something that comes naturally and something that you're going to remember. You don't want to say peanuts because it's going to be harder to remember or it doesn't come naturally. So you want it to come naturally. With any command, whether we're doing wait or stay, they need to stay in that position until you give the release word. So if I have Bonnie and she's sitting and staying, I'm allowed to move around, do whatever, and then as soon as I want to release her, I go back to her and have her get up out of the spot and say, okay, and that's when she gets her treat, okay? Want your hug? Sit. Sit down. Sit down. There we go. Good girl. Stay. So I'm going to give her the stay. I'm going to give her a little bit of distance. Remember with the stay, we come back to her and give her her release word to let her out of the position. Okay. Good girl. Now remember, she needs to be coming out of the position before she gets the treat, okay? Because we're working on our release word. Good girl. Good girl. You want to try again? Come here. Good girl. Now the only real command that we don't use the release word with is come. Because come is kind of a release word in its own because they're coming to us. And that's when they get their treat. Come here. Come here. Good girl. Sit. Sit down. Sit down. Good. Good girl. So I'm going to have her stay. Good. Now this is teaching her without that word, she doesn't get the treat until I give her that word. Good girl, Bonnie. Good job. Good girl. Good job. So this is helping her with that release word. You want to make sure you use the same word over and over for the release word. You don't want to change it up. We don't want to confuse her. We just want to make sure that she knows the release word and we can use it freely for when we want her to get up out of that exact position. Good girl, Bonnie. So when you're practicing this one at home, practice with the sit, practice with the lay down, the stay, the wait, all that stuff, because you want to make sure that when you're practicing, you give her that release word, she gets up out of position, and that's when she gets the treat, okay? All right, so this was Stephanie and Bonnie, and we were working on our release word.